A Baltimore landlord fought multiple legal battles trying to evict squatter tenants who refused to leave, and the city refused to evict them, and he faced the ultimate consequences as his property was destroyed. I'm Tony, and this is Real Estate Investing and Landlord News. Alright, so I have an awful story for you today, and it is probably the worst story that I have ever read about squatters taking over a property. And this basically is as bad a scenario as can possibly happen, and why I am so much, against all of these eviction protections and all this nonsense, okay? These squatters in this situation took advantage of the city's strong tenant protections and completely screwed this landlord over, to the result of his property was completely destroyed. But that's not all, okay? It gets worse. And at the end of the video today, I'm going to go over exactly how much worse it was, okay? So you're going to have to watch the whole video to hear this story, because it's absolutely insane, okay? So before I get into the article, go ahead, hit the like and subscribe button, maybe leave a comment down below, and let me know, okay, does your city, do they strongly protect these types of squatters? What do you think of these squatters, okay? Personally, I completely understand why some landlords take the matter into their own hands and want to go out there and, just beat the crap out of these people. But I'm not saying to do that. I'm just saying I understand why some people do this, okay? The whole term illegal eviction sounds like a joke to me, because you know what? The illegal evictions were created by a city whose bureaucracy was such a burden on landlords that they are unable to evict these tenants through any legal process, and they are just being destroyed financially, or literally in this case, in many situations, okay? So this article, it's coming from baltimore.cbslocal.com, and I'm not even going to read the title of the article, though there is a link to the article in the description. But, if you want to know what happens, you're just going to have to follow along with me here in this story. So let's get straight into it. Baltimore has almost 15,000 vacant homes, and many believe the disinvestment contributes to the city's soaring violence. One homeowner, Daryl Brown, told WJZ he regrets ever buying a row house as an investment in the troubled Carrollton Ridge neighborhood in southwest Baltimore. He said his purchase at auction last year turned into a nightmare with multiple unsuccessful legal battles to evict tenants. Brown received the city's notice this week. The home at 325 Furrow Street that he bought for $22,000 last year must be fixed up or torn down within 30 days. So, okay, by the price of this place, $22,000, okay, this is probably deep hood that this house is located in. Now, I could be wrong, okay? This could be a great neighborhood that somehow has a very, very cheap property in it, but I'm not thinking that's the case, okay? They mentioned earlier in a paragraph that it was a troubled neighborhood, and when you're buying a house on auction in a troubled neighborhood for a mere $22,000, well, you do the math, okay? This is what real estate investors would call a war zone, okay? And by the description of the things that happened in this property later in the article, that is exactly what this area is, okay? So it's pretty bad when the city comes by and they're telling you, well, yeah, the property that you bought and your real estate investment, you either have to fix it up or tear it down, okay? And that's absolutely ridiculous. So let me see here. They actually have a picture of the letter the city sent, and it says, a housing code enforcement official inspected the property listed above and determined the property was in violation of the building, fire, and related codes of Baltimore City. You are hereby ordered to obtain all required permits and to correct all the items cited on this notice on or before June 15, 2022. Individual items on this notice may require earlier completion as noted. Yeah. So city's cracking down on this place. But you know what? Baltimore is filled with vacant properties like this, just bad shape in bad neighborhoods, and it's either an opportunity, depending on who you're asking, right? It's either an opportunity for very bold real estate investors, or it's a blight on the city, or maybe it's some of both. But simply put, what happened to this guy, it's not cool. Okay, he spent 22 grand, even though it's not a huge amount of money. For all I know, this guy who is the landlord of this property, that was all the money he had. So his entire investment got destroyed in the process of what's going to happen here in the next few paragraphs. It follows the startling discovery firefighters made less than 2 weeks ago. The body of Miguel Soto Diaz found with gunshot wounds inside, and Brown's home set ablaze. Yeah, that's right. So basically, firefighters found a dead body in this guy's house. Okay? And somebody burned the place down. And who was it? It was the squatters. Okay, something to do with these squatters who were living inside the place. So this guy, he bought this property, and he had squatters in there, and next thing you know, he's got a dead body and his place is burned down. Now, this is awful. This is absolutely awful. And, if this guy was being neglectful, if this guy, just had left the property empty and wasn't doing anything with it for months or years on end, that would be one story, but that's not the case here. And, we have to keep going down in order to hear exactly what happened, because a lot of this was caused by the bureaucracy and the city government itself, okay? They put these strong tenant protections in place, and what it does is it helps people who aren't tenants, people who are trespassing, people who breaking and entering, they committed breaking and entering, people who never had a lease, and they just walked in the house, they stole it, and then they can't be evicted. So, that's why I said in my other video, okay, these tenants, these squatter tenants are literally stealing the property, okay? They're stealing the space they don't own, and they need to be removed. But the police can't help, or at least they say they can't help, because they say it's a civil issue. Well, do you want this sort of thing to happen where people are getting murdered, properties are getting burned down? Well, that's exactly what's going to happen when you don't step in there and do your job. My heart goes out to the family. I am sorry. This could have been alleviated, Brown told WJZ investigator Mike Helgren. The city, and I hate to say it like this, but they killed this guy because they allowed it to happen. Brown said he called police last year to remove squatters who had moved in. I started to try to fix it up. As soon as they saw me try to fix it up, that's when every time I would leave at night, they would break in, Brown said. The cops came, and the cops were like, there's really nothing that you can do. The only thing you can do is go downtown. So he turned to the courts, writing an emergency petition for eviction that the squatters were stealing electricity and detailing rampant drug use. So yeah, this guy was doing everything right, okay? Every time he went in there, and did any sort of work, people would break in the place, start stealing stuff, squatters just moved on in. He calls the police. Police are like, hey, we can't do anything. No. Like, hey, this is breaking and entering. This is trespassing. These people don't have a lease. Get them out of here. But no, not in these far left-leaning places, okay? The criminals have more rights than the regular average person, okay? The victim, well, it's your fault. It's your fault. You're the victim, but it's your fault because you were well-to-do enough in order to buy this property, and so therefore you should just have to put up with it. No, that's a joke, okay? Enforce the law. I'm a law enforcement officer. Okay, for those who watch my videos and don't know what I do in real life, outside of real estate investing, I'm a part-time landlord, right? But I'm a full-time law enforcement officer with the federal government. Okay, so I believe in law and order. And it blows my mind when I hear about, and I can't even blame these police officers because the city government is the one tying their hands. the district attorneys who won't prosecute the crimes even if they do arrest these people, the mayor who will fire police officers who try to enforce the laws because they think that being soft on crime is somehow helping things. They're the ones who are making the city's worst places. They're the ones who are taking away the property rights of people. They're the ones who are pushing for this ridiculous socialist system. Yeah, because I believe this all is linked into socialism. I really do, okay? And these far left policies are an absolute nightmare. You can look over at San Francisco. I heard that they recalled their district attorney in San Francisco because that district attorney refused to prosecute crimes. Okay? Refused to prosecute crimes. Crime was out of control in San Francisco, and you have a politician who is soft on crime, saying, oh, we're not going to prosecute these people. Well, you know what? They kicked him out of office. And that's exactly what they need to do in Baltimore as well. Okay? Kick these people who aren't supporting you as a property owner, aren't supporting you as just a resident of this city by tackling this crime problem. Or if you can't do that, right? Here's my other suggestion. Don't invest in Baltimore. Don't invest one penny there, okay? Don't live in Baltimore. Get the heck out of there. It's not worth it. Do you really think that it's worth your money, your time, your life to be in Baltimore? I don't. I don't think it is for anybody. So if these people, if they want to be, lazy, complacent, not do their jobs, corrupt, then you don't have to put up with it, okay? We aren't locked in by walls. We can move any place we want to. Anyway, yeah, let me keep going because I'm off on a tangent now. A judge denied it on the grounds there was no provision for an expedited trial. Sir, I was just as flabbergasted and confused as you, Brown told Helgren about the court battle. The first time for the eviction, they denied me. The second time, for an emergency eviction, they also denied me. Eventually, by last month, he was able to get another hearing. This time, the judge ordered eviction, but more than 2 weeks passed and the sheriff's office, backlogged with cases, was unable to carry it out. So, yeah, this guy had been waiting since last year and multiple evictions denied, and finally, the judge approves the eviction. And guess what? The sheriff's office is so backlogged with cases, they don't get around to it. And before they get around to it, somebody is murdered in the property and then they burn his place down. Okay? That is the nightmare scenario right there, okay? That is what I'm, I can't believe that they didn't see this sort of thing happening, just drugs and crime and problems and, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of people, just thinking that landlords are, we're just making this stuff up, that all tenants are good, that, we need all these. No, okay? You are ruining it for yourself because you know what this will do? This will tell other people, hey, don't invest in real estate. Don't rent out your house. Don't do it, okay? And the more people who say that, the more of a shortage in housing there's going to be. The more of a shortage in housing there is, the higher the rents are going to be, right? And that means that for a lot of people, they're not going to be able to find affordable housing. And that's going to push more people into homelessness, okay? These are the things they're trying to fight, yet they are creating these problems with their bureaucracy, and I'm just sick of it.